Dan the Natural Man Show. Hello, guys and girls. Hope your week's been going well. It's already Wednesday, man. And so February is almost over. As usual, time just keeps running wild, doesn't it? So today I want to talk about how to design a full body workout. For most people, I've found most people don't want to be bodybuilders. They want to get fit, increase the longevity, increase their odds of living independently, and they do want to look better in their clothes. But you don't have to become a bodybuilder to look better in your clothes. So what I've found is full body workouts work really well because you can build muscle. They don't take as much time. Your recovery is better because look, all my clients right now are over 50. Every once in a while I get younger clients, but most of my clients are trying to get healthier, trying to improve health conditions, trying to build muscle, lose weight. They're usually 40 and older. Because why? Because that's when we start to have problems, especially if our life wasn't so good in our 20s and 30s. You know, I always tell people the things we do in our 20s and 30s are going to show up in our 40s and 50s. So I design a lot of my programs with this in mind. Now, if you're a little younger, this will still work for you too. So we do twice a week. You can do 3 times a week, but twice a week is working really well for my clients because the thing with weight training is you have to recover. A lot of people confuse this. They want to do weight training every day. And there's a way to do that, but we're not going to talk about that right now. But a lot of people, you know, that they say when they do cardio, at least every day, every other day. Yeah, we can do cardio. We can go for a walk. We can go for a bicycle ride. That's fine. We can do that most of the days. But that's a different type of exercise. When we're doing strength training, we're actually breaking down muscle tissue. When you do it right, you're actually causing small tears in your muscle tissue. And your body has to heal these before you do another session. This is why twice a week works really well. And I advise to put at least 1, preferably 2 days between each workout. So the way you design this, when you're doing a full body, you don't want to leave any muscle out of the workout because you want to create and maintain balance in the body. And of course we use compound movements, and we're going to use some accessory work in the same workout. Our workouts usually last, this is warm up and cool down, probably an hour. So we're going to pick a compound exercise for our upper body, our chest, our triceps, and our shoulders. And if you're going to decide if you're going to do this at home. If you do it at home, I recommend getting a power rack, a bench that can incline, a barbell, some plates, and some dumbbells. And preferably a 45-degree back extension. I don't have a whole lot of dumbbells. I have a 10, a 15, a 20, a 25, a 35, a 40, and a 50. I only have pairs. I usually do unilateral work, but you can get pairs of dumbbells. That's good too. I also have a safety squat bar, which I highly recommend for people. And I have a front squat harness. You can do front squats and Zercher squats. This thing that hooks over your shoulders. And the barbell fits in these little metal shelves. And I recommend getting a trap bar. And that's it. It's not a lot of equipment. If you look into it, you can probably get all this for I'd say between 1,000. If you really look for used things, you probably get for 1,000 or under. Or you may be a person who wants to go to the gym. So just decide where you want to work out, gym or home. So now we're going to pick a compound exercise for the upper body. So It could be flat bench press with a barbell. It could be incline bench with a barbell. It could be flat bench with dumbbells, incline bench with dumbbells. It could be push-ups, weighted push-ups. It could be floor presses. It could be with a barbell. It could be floor presses with dumbbells. Let's see. Those are some of the best exercises I just listed there. Because there's not a whole gamut of exercises that give you the ones I pick give you the best benefits, the best muscle growth. You don't have to kill yourself all week, working out every day, okay? So you pick your compound exercise, you're going to do 3 sets. And I recommend doing pyramids where you start light. So for example, if you're doing barbell bench press, start with a barbell. Press it 10, 15 times. You want to get the blood in the joints. You want to start sweating. You can even do some walking before the workout on the treadmill for 5 or 10 minutes. Or the elliptical or the bicycle. Work up a little sweat. We want to get the blood flowing. This is going to reduce our risk of injuring ourselves. So your first set's light with a bar. Well, the first set's a warm-up set, so the bar. Warm up really well. Then your first set, you put on some weight that you can do 10 reps. Second set, use a weight that you might be able to do 8. And then your last set, pick a weight that you can do between 5 and 8. And that is how you're going to program your compound exercises. We're going to be doing 3 sets because we're doing twice a week. So now, oh, and by the way, I always try to start people with their legs because legs cause the most fatigue. And we want to have the most energy, and really legs are most important, especially for my clients, because they want to stay able-bodied and they want to stay independent. The legs are the first things that go when we get older. They get weak. This is when falls start to increase, breaking our hips. This is when it's hard to get off the toilet, so we start with our legs. So now we're going to pick a compound exercise for the legs. Okay, we all have heard of back squats. Now, that's why I say get a safety squat bar. If you're able to do back squats, a lot of clients, older clients, they're not able to do back squats with a straight bar because they don't have the shoulder flexibility. I don't either. I just I can do it, but it's very uncomfortable. And when you're focusing on the uncomfortable position you're in, you can't really focus and concentrate on working your legs. This is why I recommend a safety squat bar. Unless you're trying to be a power lifter, you don't have to squat with a straight bar. Safety squat bar, it has a pad for your neck and pads for your shoulders, and it's got handles. So your hands are right in front of you like this. And you can move the bar up so it becomes more of a counterbalance where you can squat with a good upright position. If you leave the handles here, it's going to try to dump you forward, which is good if you're trying to build back strength, but I'm a big proponent, if we're doing exercise for the legs, we want to do everything that we can to make the exercise target our legs. So when I'm recommending squats with a safety squat bar, I always recommend moving the handles to parallel, or maybe that way it actually works with you. It doesn't try to push you forward, and you can really work your legs that way. Okay, this is if you can do back squats. If you can't do back squats, we can do something in the front. We could do a goblet squat with a dumbbell. We can do a Zercher squat where you hold the bar in the crooks or elbows. We can do a front squat. We can do, where we have excess, we could do a leg press. We could do a hack squat. We can do Bulgarian split squats. We can do lunges. We can do kettlebell squats. We can do, if you have the safety squat bar, we can do Hatfield squats. That's where you hold on to handles or something in front of you like a barbell. you hold on while you're doing your squats with a safety squat bar. This is a really good one. You can really fry your legs doing that one. We can do body weight squats. We can do body weight Bulgarian squats. See, Bulgarian squats you can do them where your body weight, you can also hold dumbbells. You can even do them with a barbell on your back, but I feel like that is an advanced movement because it'd be really easy to twist your back when you're doing that. So now we picked the compound for our legs, so we're going to do 3 sets like I described in the beginning of the video. This video is a little longer than, but this isn't, you can't just explain this in 5 minutes. So now we're going to pick something to work or give extra work for our hamstrings. I do understand squats and Bulgarian squats, they do work your hamstrings, but I also think that most people need a little bit of direct work for the hamstrings, because if you get an imbalance between your quads and hamstrings, it can cause knee pain for some people, and a lot of my clients have knee pain. So we can look at machines. If you have a leg curl machine, those are good for your hamstrings. I really like those. We can do, oh God, what's the name? Hip thrust, that's a good one for the hamstrings. We can do Romanian deadlifts. Now these, if you don't have a coach, I really highly advise you to get a coach before you try those. They're technical. You can strain your lower back if your form's not good. You can do those with barbell and dumbbells, but don't go really heavy. I know you've seen people go ridiculously heavy on these. You will never convince me it's good for your lower back. So we want to do more of a moderate weight. In our accessory work, we're going to do about 3 sets. I like to do 3 sets of 10 because think of your accessory work as bodybuilding. We want to build that muscle up in higher reps with moderate weight, work really well to increase the size of your muscle. Of course, everything, even the heavy sets increase the size, but I always recommend working in several ranges. Like I like to do higher reps, I like to do moderate, and when you're more advanced, I like to do even sets with lower reps, like 3 to 5, but that's when you're advanced. And this means when you're advanced, you've been doing this for several years, and you have built a lot of strength in your tendons and your ligaments. Your tendons and ligaments are what make you really strong, but they take time to increase in strength. So you don't want to be lifting like, doing max lifts or sets of 3 if you're just starting out. It won't do any good. When you're starting out, and the goal is to build muscle mass. Muscle mass is what keeps us independent, is what keeps us mobile. It keeps our blood sugar regulated. It helps protect our heart. Strength training helps to protect our brain from dementia. It helps protect our bones. It helps strengthen our bones. It helps slow down cellular aging. There's so many benefits to this. That's why it's part of my programs, because my main goal is to get people as healthy as possible, and you can't do it with low muscle mass. And of course I'm talking about natural training. I'm a natural trainer. All the drugs out there, they're not going to increase your health span. They're going to cause you problems. So I always say go from legs, then we go to back. Back is another really big area. So we're going to pick some type of a row. It could be a dumbbell one arm row. I like to do a lot of chest supported rows, especially for older clients. That's why I recommend getting an incline bench that you can put on an incline, put your dumbbells on the floor, do assisted rows. You can put your barbell in the rack on the lowest setting like this, and you can do barbell rows off of your incline bed. I need to demonstrate some of these exercises probably in the next video. But you can put your barbell here, put your incline bench in front, doing with your barbell, doing with your dumbbells. You could do Australian pull-ups where you put the bar. For most people it's probably going to be around here. You lay on your back, you pull yourself up to the bar. Those are really good. You could do, if you're at the gym, you could do T-bar rows. They have chest supported T-bar rows at some gyms. They used to anyway. A lot of gyms have good rowing machines. There's one at my gym where you're sitting up straight. You have a pad in front of your chest. You're just pulling towards you. And with rowing motions, they work best with moderate weight and higher reps because you want to build your back, thicken out your lats, get your lats thicker. Okay, so we have some type of row in there. Now we want to do some type, and most people can't do them, I mean, without assistance, some type of a pull-up. I mean, you don't have to, but I think it's very important to maintain your ability to do body weight exercises because as we age, I think if we're able to do body weight exercises, it's going to keep us a lot more limber. It's going to increase our agility, keep our agility, help keep our balance healthy. Because the statistics of someone over 65 falling and breaking their hip are pretty grim as far as death. We want to stay limber, mobile, so it's going to be able to do body weight work. So with pull-ups, if you can't do a pull-up, try to find a gym that has a pull-up machine. Now these aren't that common, unfortunately, but there are machines out there that you can actually add weight to. They help you assist with your pull-ups. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you might be able to put a 50-pound counterweight, so you're pulling 100 pounds. If you're at home, you have a partner to work out with, they can assist you by holding you under your legs and assist you that way. You can also do chin-ups off of your bench where your feet are still on the bench and you can assist yourself with your legs. You can also put a barbell in your rack a little lower and then extend your legs out. Have your bench in front of you, extend your legs out so you have your feet resting there. You can help that way. So, I don't usually, with my full body workouts, I don't usually use deadlifts. I don't teach straight bar deadlifts. Anyway, if I'm teaching deadlifts, I usually use trap bar. It's easier to learn, and look, most people don't want to be power lifters. I mean, my population, we're about health and living longer with less disease, increasing our health span. Trap bar deadlift is wonderful for everyone. It's even more valuable as you get older because you step inside the bar. It keeps the weight more balanced. It keeps more stress off of the lower back. Because I have clients that have, they have disc problems, they have degeneration in the spine, things like that. They have scoliosis, some of them. So we have to pick exercises that don't strain those areas because if you don't stay healthy, if you get hurt, you can't work out. So you have to get creative. If you have any kind of injury, structural issues, we have to find things that work for your body. You have to find things that work for your body. But in a full body workout, I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't do your trap bar deadlifts and your squats in the same workout, but what we'd probably do is we would do one workout with squats. Like, the squat you pick. And then another workout we'll do a trap bar, squats, and or deadlifts. It's kind of like a hybrid exercise. You can do squats with trap bars. You actually keep your torso almost completely upright. But you can also lean forward a little more and make it into more of a deadlift exercise. So we've covered the upper body, chest, shoulders, triceps. We've covered the back, okay? And we're doing 3 sets of each exercise. So we've hit our upper body with some kind of pressing motion. We've hit our back with a row. We've found some way to do some type of pull-up, or a lat pull-down works here too. If you can't do pull-ups, lat pull-downs work. We've hit our legs and we've hit our hamstrings. So look, we already hit all of our major muscle groups. And this only takes probably 20 minutes, okay? Then we're going to do some more accessory work. We're going to do something for our biceps. Any kind of curl you want to do. 3 sets of 10. We pick something for the triceps. It can be cable push down. It can be, I think they call them French presses. We have a dumbbell like this. We can do close grip, bench press, close grip, push-ups. You could do floor press with a dumbbell, which is really good for the tricep. If you have a Swiss bar or football bar, you can use the middle handles. Those are really good for the triceps. It's a pressing movement. I usually make clients do some lateral raise. I really believe in lateral raises. They fill out the shoulder. They make the shoulders really strong. So some type of lateral, well, there's only one type. Lateral raise. Then we're going to do something for the rear delts. I like to do these on my incline bench again. Set your incline. You're going to take dumbbells. You're going to lay your chest down. We're going to go up with them this way. 3 sets of 10. Then we're going to go out. 3 sets of 10. And then a lot of my clients have neck problems, so we will finish up with some type of shrug, dumbbell, barbell shrug for trapezius. This helps strengthen the muscles around the neck. And then we finish, a lot of us finish with 45-degree back extensions. Because most of my people don't deadlift, so we do 45-degree back extensions. Then we do something for the abdominal area. It can be Romanian sit-ups where you do it on you could do them on a 45-degree bench. You could do them on one of those Roman chairs where you're holding it on and you're pulling your legs up to your chest. So I'll describe now how to put together a full body routine. The next videos I'm going to demonstrate some of these exercises. If you don't have a Roman chair, you can get some of these for your power rack to do the same. So anyway, until next time, keep it natural.